What's going on, everybody? I'm just doing working on some stuff here in the shop tonight. I've got a laptop that I have in here, and I figured I would throw it up, see how it streams. It's a nice laptop. Streaming setup put in here yet. Really, I just have my Surface Pro, and I just kind of set it on the desk. So I figured I was going to be working on a few things. I might as well throw a live stream on for a little bit and just hang out. Nothing crazy, nothing planned or super interesting. So what's going on, guys? Thanks for joining, everyone who's here. It's like I said, I don't have anything really planned, and more than anything, I'm going to be actually working on something here kind of for the first time. Up to this point, all I've done is shoot some video of things that I've either already done or have already been done or were new. So I haven't actually done really any work here. So we're gonna see how it goes. I've got my toolbox here now, but tools are super limited, and that's so weird to me. Just the whole, idea of not having all of the tools I could possibly need. It's very odd. So the laptop here, it's a Surface Pro, so they're kind of like almost like a tablet laptop convertible thing. So it's not really. It's just on the desk, super low. I do have all of my lighting and things like that, but it's not really oriented to this view of a laptop. Either way, it's good enough. So yeah, thanks for everyone for popping in. Bunch of names that I recognize. Thanks, everyone in the new studio. I actually really like how it's looking. I think the colors have been good. It's kind of worried that this blue is going to be too dark. And right now this light is up high instead of my normal one. I guess I could lower that, but yeah, we'll do that real quick. Let's see. Ooh. Wow, that's too much. We'll go back up a hair. So anyway, I'm sure that's close enough. See how blown out that is. That's better. So yeah, no, I think everything's going all right. I don't really have a long plan for this. We'll just see how this stream goes, see what's going on. Today I posted the video on my VS410 portal axle rear project with the crazy math and all that good stuff. So that was, but honestly, that video went over as good or better than I thought it would, just being concerned about it being overly technical and people not really digging or wanting to listen to all that. So, hello from Australia. It's late there, or really early in the morning, I suppose. Probably really early. Let's see. What am I using for car stands? All of my car stands are usually Crawler Innovation cell blocks, or I guess if you mean those shelves are from IKEA, and they're the LACK shelf, LACK, LACK. That's all they are. I reinforced them a little bit with some extra hardware in the back just to make sure that they would support a truck, because they're not quite rated for the weight of some of our trucks. But other than that, that's it. They're nothing special. They're nothing custom, anything. Let's see. This still isn't as good as the Google Hangouts was. And I know the Google Hangout thing is pop up. Hold on a second. Tony is calling me. We're going crawling in the morning, so I need to make sure of this. Hey. Oh, I did. Hey, let me call you back. Bye. Anyway. It wasn't as important. It was something else. So anyway, yes, the Google Hangouts were fun, and maybe I'll do those again sometime. I've seen how I can do them, and they don't push out as well to subscribers and stuff like that. But it is what it is. Really, I was just looking to hang out, see how this thing went, have a little fun tonight. Catawba is the shit. I like this shirt too. Really want to see more 1.9 Wraith upgrades. I think my 1.9 Wraith is, that's right there on the shelf. And that one. So I did have plans to do more to it. I just, we had got kind of bombarded with new stuff, and I had lots of things to get done. So I just fell behind on that one. Maybe I'll get back to it. But now we've got the Capra coming out and all that. So much. 1 p.m. in East Coast Australia. Okay. Yeah. I was way off. Quebec, Canada, Australia. I know Utah. The Hangout KOH watch parties. Those were fun. So let's see. Would make video of night crawling. I could make night crawling is hard to make videos of, just because light is so low. It's hard to get good shots, or not grainy, or at least for me, I am a ambitious amateur at anything videography. I will hack my way through things as best as possible. Good day. What are you building? I'm putting together another set of VS4 axles. These are the Pro Kit axles. So that is what I'm putting together. I'd sell my axials to buy a VS410 Origin if they release them again. You can still find if you're talking about the regular Origins, they're still available. But if you're talking about the Pros, those will most definitely be available soon. Or I don't have a date exactly to give you, but we're trying to finish the parts to, get the next one going. So they went fast, and that was unexpected how fast. So obviously being out of stock was not the plan, not the goal, however you want to call it. So anyway, working on it every day. Where do you normally go wheeling? Because I know I'm not super far from you. So there is a ton of amazing places not far from here. When the water is low, Folsom Lake has a bunch of great spots through the Granite Bay entrance. There's 5% boat ramp. You go down and kind of around the corner to the south on foot. Great crawling. Dotton's Point, Oak Beach, those three places at Folsom Lake are really, really good. So if you're in that area, otherwise, then we've got Donner Summit, which is nice when there's no snow. So especially in the summer, you can get out of the heat. It's an hour and a little over hour drive. You go up to the Cisco area where Axial Fest was. There's, the Yuba River's got things. The Bear River's got places. There's just so much crawling around here. I'll try and put together a map of the places I go crawling and put it on my website or something like that. What do you use for grease in those axles? I use, let's see, what do I have here today? Today, I brought home Swepco grease, Swepco Molly grease. This is good stuff, but this is what I have home, or have here at the shop. I mainly and normally use Vanquish grease, but just use a good grease. There's lots of good greases out there. So I'm not trying to be overly salesman-y and telling you should use Vanquish grease all the time, but it works well for me. I have it, so I use it. Where is my little parts tray? Getting used to a new space and getting everything set up and all of that is just a whole new thing again. And it's always, I'm just not used to not having all of the tools, like every tool you could possibly want for a project. And it's still getting there. So how did the VS410 element build perform? Performs well. It performs very, fairly similarly to how it was before. It's just got a little bit more rigidity now, so it doesn't want to maybe spring as much on you. The new element body, you think you were going to make a camper of it? They definitely have the hardtop. I don't have the new element, so I don't have any plans for it right now. Guess I'm fashionably late. There you go. What events are on your list for this year and early 2020. I've got Squirrel Fest coming up in like less than 2 weeks or 2 weeks from today, up in near Grants Pass. So that one's high on the list, obviously, since I'm going. Once I return from that, I basically turn right around and I go to NERSA, which isn't like an event, where people go. It's an industry thing where you will see some new products, meet a lot of hobby shops, things like that. And then we've got the RC 4-wheel drive event. I've got Crawl for a Cure. All of those things right around here. Every one of those events is probably going to have, I don't know about Squirrel Fest, but the other two should probably have several hundred people, do a barrel roll. Didn't the Origin sell super fast too? It did, but not as fast. It was more money though, so that was, so, these are also red and tack. Hey, what's up, Aaron? Good seeing you. I want to say thank you for the feedback provided through Facebook comments. I wouldn't feel out of place striking a conversation on the track. Yeah, I mean, I just like to talk about RC stuff. So I'm always up. First RC car. My first RC car ever? What? Oh, God. You know what I don't have here? Sorry, I got sidetracked. All right. Anyway, my first RC car was a Tamiya TXT1. Hello from Idaho. Hello from California. Hello back from California. Ripper ever making a comeback ever? No. Nope. It is not. It is done. As soon as the ones that are paid for are finished, it's done. Done. What were you needing a used 2.2 for? So, or a 10.2. I didn't necessarily ask for a 10.2. I asked for used, ready to run. And that you'll find out soon. But it's just basically a new series. And I'll get into why I was looking for a used car and all that fun stuff in the series, which hopefully is like early next week. Thoughts, suspension tuning tips. That's a really tough one to just like jump into. We need a big festival down in the Southeast. The Southeast used to be like one of the super hot spots of competitive rock crawling back when I was big into competing, like the mid 2000s. From like 2008 to 2012, the Southeast just had the dominant drivers. It was crazy. California has always had more people interested in it, but it was crazy how dominant the Southeast was in actual competition. Anyway, suspension tuning trips, that's kind of a really hard one to just kind of rattle off. It's pretty specific. Thoughts on the Traxxas 6x6? So have it in hand today. I'll do a video next week on that. It's a beast of a machine. A lot to it there. So sorry, losing some stuff. You can buy Ripper number 001 for $25,000. Yes, Griffin is that owner. I think I saw it together at Axial Fest this year. Not running, but together. I mean, that's progress to say the least. So there we go. Don't forget the Loctite. Yeah, that's kind of the thing that I was like, oh, I don't have that here. It's okay. This one's like kind of a runner, but mostly not. Like, it'll be able to run, but likely not going to run very much. If anything happens, I'll be the one to fix it anyway, so it'll be fine. Could use a festival in the Northeast. Yeah. I mean, RC 4-wheel drive East Coast Scale Challenge is a pretty decent size event up there. You should, that'll get you by. It's all about the number of people, you know, in an area actually of, you know, doing things. That's why Axial Fest is out here. It's partially because the company's out here, but you know, the company's really headquartered out of Illinois. It's just they go where the people are. It's just you're never going to get as many people as you do here. Trust me, I'm obviously not a native Californian. So, Californian? Is that the word? I don't know how they say it. But I definitely get why they do things here. ET is starting to push events. See our Scrubber's tweet that the blurred picture of what looks like a druggie, maybe? Probably mean truggy. Yes, I did. So, got a new truck coming from RC 4-wheel drive. Always exciting. C2X most likely means a class 2 truck, right? So hopefully we'll see that information. Hopefully we see it before the scale news, but I'm sure we won't. But that's purely for selfish reasons, I think. So let's see. I'm building just another set of VS410 Pro axles. California is the place for RC then, huh? It kind of is. You know, it's just Visalia, not far away at all. We'll be there for the RC 4 Drive event. It'll be a good time. The West Coast Scale Challenge. What are my thoughts on the new Capra? I like it. It's a very similar style to the trucks that I enjoy, which is, you know, very performance-oriented, tube chassis style. Portals are appropriate in this case. So, you know, portals I think are a cool thing, but I just don't like when they're used in applications that they wouldn't be used in. So I'm excited to see it in this case. You did see it together and it was running. Oh, yeah, perfect. South Carolina. Ooh, hopefully, looks like the hurricane kind of moved back away. So hopefully all you guys in the southeast there on the coast side are safe and home. Let's see. I need to get you can help adjust wheel adapters for DX5C. Probably do that, but I don't have one of those. So I would have to either get one or have some information. So you can get a hold of me, Justin. I'll take my 2.5 out. Well, that's interesting. I'm missing a wrench. I haven't done any work in here. How am I missing something? Or was I working on a 3D printer? This is frustrating. Somehow I'm already missing things. What a pain. Let's see. More people from Australia. Getting all over here. No, I'm in the Sacramento area. So not that far east. We're up high. So let's see. The California thing kills me. It's one of the states on my blacklist. I get it. There's lots of reasons people would say that. So I understand where you're coming from. Live in San Francisco. I visit San Francisco pretty often. My brother lives there. I was just dog sitting for him for like a week. So here, but not there. Do you think the Capra might be a 1.9 Wraith base plate axial? No, it's a totally different car. It's like nothing similar, nothing the same. So, which is good. No, I know who you are, Justin. So, just give me whatever info. So normally to be dreading that first rock strike in the VS410 Pro axles. I get it. You know, I don't have the normal pains that people would. So it's now where I get those dreading things is when we're out shooting video of a product like that and we're trying to do things that look interesting on video, but still trying to keep it fresh looking so that it doesn't look all beat up right away or like completely out of sequence. Like it's super clean at the start of the video, and then you do some stuff and you try and make things and put them in an order, but it starts looking nice and then super haggard and then nice. So that's where I'm like, oh, you got to be careful. You got to not do that and get the. So that's my struggle. Trying to convince your wife to move to California. Better be for a good reason. You have to wheel in another place in Utah. I love Utah wheeling. So Utah is probably my #1 state that I like to visit. I love the Salt Lake City area and the rocks around there. St. George is probably one of my favorite places. That Pioneer Park, Zion is amazing, not for crawling, but just to witness. Was it Three Peaks in Cedar City? It crawled there. That was so much fun. Utah's and Moab, of course, Utah is so amazing. Love Utah. Who needs Loctite? Just cross-thread it. Yes, right? I'm drilling a hole in some brass, missing my drill. I drilled it. The fingers. Oh, I hope you're not going far through anything. You ever been crawling up in Butte County? Yes. Bald Rock up there. And I don't know if that's it. Bald Rock is pretty amazing, huh? Does the coming Capra look like a mini bomber? I mean, it looks like a mini bomber in the fact that it's a tube cage, but beyond that, it's totally different. So I don't think it's anything bomber or Wraith other than the fact that it's a tube caged rig. Beyond that, I don't see any, looking at tube cages and different designs of tube gauge for so long, like saying one looks something like it's just a mini bomber or a mini Wraith. It's like, I don't agree. I think that you see so many differences. They're just totally crazy different. I'd take Cali over here any day. 7 months a year, I got snow up to my head. Oof. Yeah, that's a difficult one. How did you and May from the Scale Builders Guild meet? Oh, Matt. Okay. I don't remember where we met first. I don't know. I know we met in Pennsylvania at the RC Four Drive East Coast event in like 14, maybe. I think that might have been the first time I met him. I'm not sure when the first time I was that I talked to him or whatever like that, but yeah, just one of those things, right? VS410 Pro Weathered Edition. Sure, a weathered edition, the DIY method where you buy your own paint. I wheel from coast to coast. There's that. That's the best. That's the best option. Southern Utah is amazing for crawls. Yes, Southern Utah is amazing. I need to go grab a paper towel. Un momento, por favor. So let's see. We're going quickly. I'm missing things. let's see, Little Moab. Yeah, I've called Little Moab just outside of Salt Lake. That was a great place. I shot some video there. There was like, I don't know, I met up with a bunch of the 801 RC guys and went out there and just bashed some bombers that day. Actually, I think we were almost all driving bombers. Favorite rig by far. It currently it's the VS4 Pro. It's just is. It's built the way that I would like to have a rig built. It's just it's a biased opinion, but it's something that I got to have an opinion in when it got built. So it should be what I like the best, right? So when are we going to look at that red Proline Bronco? Very soon. That's going to be a fun little series, and it'll be fun. Nothing crazy or super innovative. It's just going to be a fun series. I'm looking forward to it in a lot of ways. Kind of something totally different than I've ever done as far as the series goes. So I guess I should just do one side at a time. It'll be smartest. Let's be smart for once. Commercial break. Happy Friday. Let's double check we got the right one. We do. Do I work for Vanquish Products? Yes. I saw you at their 10 Axial Fest and was just wondering. I do. Yep, full time. That is my job every day, all day. Building or making sure that RC parts are being built. My battery's done. We're going crawling tomorrow. We're going to, Tony and I are, Gene Boyd, we're headed out to that mine that I shot the VS410 Pro vlog at a while back. I always hate the whole saying I shot a vlog. I always feel like that's a douchey thing to say, but I know. Hey, what's up, Matt? I'm glad you could, Matt, of course, I had to find out that he was going to be coming in my neighborhood through a freaking Instagram story. That's how that goes. Do I recommend putting overdrive in a trail rig? Sure, absolutely. It all depends on the amount of overdrive you put in a trail rig. So I like a little bit of overdrive. Thanks for releasing the VS Pro axles to the masses. No problem. The Pro axles will be available before too crazy long, but like always, it's just a matter of being able to supply the kits and things like that. And once we can do that, we can release them. So, I see we're both super busy on Friday night. Brandon with nothing better to do than watch another nerd. Hey, is Brandon in here? Let's see. I'm still waiting for Scale News update on fanny packs. Forced Matt to have a Tamiya trike build off. I know. I even tried to make the suggestion like a week ago. Just saying. Hey. Well, Brandon should be forced to sit in here and listen to this since he bailed on work early today. He should have to sit here for like another 4 hours or something like that. Stories are where I post all my happenings. Traxxas 6x6 or Axial 6x6. Two different price tags, two different beasts of a crawler. Depends. Do you want to spend $600 or do you want to spend less than that? Do you want portals? Do you not care about portals? Do you have a lot of axial things and you want to kind of stay in that ecosystem? Do you want a bunch of fancy, lockers and 2-speed stuff and a Mercedes body? What? There's lots of options for a reason. It's just kind of up to you. See what you're thinking. What is your favorite real truck? I mean, probably a Gladiator right now is just cliche and, as cliche and typical as that is right now, being the hyped up vehicle. But, I've been a Jeep guy forever. I've owned 2 TJs and a JK. My JK now I've had for 10 years. They're what I like. So the new Gladiator is one that I like as well. Any pro upgrades coming before the end of the year? Yes. Yeah, sure. Definitely. Let's see. Crash Josh in the Pulse hotel room. Yeah. Perfect. I think I got 2 hotel rooms just in case. Tactical hit bag, yes. It's packed and ready for tomorrow's day of trailing. Oh, crap. I had double A's in here. I needed those. See, everything's in the fanny pack. Let's see. Durability-wise, how do the VS410s hold up against the TRX4? I'm not a big TRX4 fan, but their stuff is stupid durable. The TRX4 stuff is strong, but I don't think it would be the durability of something like this. I mean, this is basically all upgraded stuff, where the TRX4 is still very durable. And I honestly, I've had a lot of fun with it, but it's not quite as strong still. So, but it's less money in some ways, so it kind of depends again what you're after. But I've broken rod ends on a VS410, but that's about it. I don't think I've ever broken anything else. And I drive like an idiot, like a 9-year-old on too much Mountain Dew. It's just, how it goes. So both cars have their places. I'm not saying that. I mean, you should definitely buy VS410s. Like, that's obvious. But I've got 4 TRX4s and as well. I have them for a reason, and I've got VS410s when I really want to have fun. Yeah. Well, you remember where you came from. Whatever, Josh. I was there for 3 hours before I showed up to work. It's all about who's there last. Well, I'm telling you, that's the rule. VP parts kits seem to be out of stock, backorder everywhere. When we can expect more kits to come around? We're working on trying to finish all the parts for the next batch of kits. They're coming. I know. The wait sucks. Trust me. I wish they were there, but we'll give dates and things like that as soon as we know when we'll have everything done and ready to start shipping the next batch. How ridiculously huge is the Primal Raminator? Oh, that big monster truck thing? I have no idea. I've never seen one in person. Not something I'm not in my wheelhouse of things. This is the issue, I guess. I have the JLUR. I'm hoping someone makes JL Unlimited Rubicon. Nice. Yes. Nice vehicle as well. I think Matt drives the same. I am jealous. I do like the JLs. I was thinking about printing up some bootleg VP fanny packs for myself. Hey, this one's kind of bootleg too. I mean, someone else did it and sent it to me, CCXRC. he made 2 of them and sent them. Just we were talking about it on a live feed, I think. Oh, I was on the Tank RC. He does a Hangout thing on some weeknight. I don't know which one. You'll have to look up his channel. But we were on there, and it was a Hangout, and he had a. I don't know how how BSing goes, and I've been a fanny pack fan, since I was younger. I know I made fun of Matt's. I still make fun of Matt's. There's plenty of reasons to make fun of Matt, but is that truck on the bottom shelf load? Yeah, that's the drag bull. That's the 63 mile an hour Canada destroyer of all. When will Vanquish make a fanny pack? I need to make things that most people want, like shirts and stuff first, probably. So maybe I'll make Harley ones first, since I can do those myself. What is going on? Yeah, so much. Let's see. What is my overall opinion on Traxxas? There's so many opinions to have on Traxxas. It's, as far as how business is done and things like that, or how they actually design their cars is different, Let's just keep it on the lighter side, rather than getting into all that ridiculous RC politics and things. What are my plans for tomorrow? To go crawling. It's because it's a Saturday, and that's what you should do on Saturdays. I want to see a TRX, or I want to see a VS410 6x6. I know the 6x6s are the craze right now, but man, we got to add in a whole nother aluminum axle. That is going to get steep. People are not going to love that price. Do you ever come up to Washington? We have trails for days and Sasquatch. I am coming up to Oregon. Why can I never remember? I'm embarrassed of my geography skills with Washington and Oregon. I always want to flip them. I'm coming up to Oregon, and that's as close as I've been to Washington since 2012. I've been up to Lucia Falls in Washington, but I've only been to Washington one time in my life, and that's it. I want to go everywhere. Time and money, right? Is the drag bolt controllable at 60 miles an hour? As long as you're going straight. It was pretty stable, honestly. Once I put the wing or the windshield on, I made 3D printed the mounts to rake that windshield down nice. It kept that truck way more planted, and it felt like the truck was 45 miles an hour versus what used to be before that at almost 60. Huge difference with adding that windshield. And of course, I can say that now since competition's over and Matt lost so badly. Maybe he'll do better now. What's all the background noise? Partially it's because I'm on just a Surface Pro laptop, and there's HVAC on the other side of this wall. And it's probably just not, the microphone on this is going to be awful. It's all built-in stuff. My big boom mic is up here, and I don't think that it would just plug right into this. So I didn't even bother with it. This is really just thrown together to hang out, read some comments, and put some stuff together. So I think that I will probably try and do more streaming in the future, in the long run. So I'll probably try and do something more produced or better set up. I'll look into how some of the guys who actually have nice streaming setups do theirs, and probably try and do a couple of multiple views and all that stuff. But for now, we're hanging out with a laptop on my desk. So, should I wait for the Capra or get the Enduro? What would you choose if you could only have one? I mean, it's such a personal preference thing because they're such different cars. You know, if you like two buggies and that type of thing, then I would go for a Capra. But if you are you want to put a Lexan body on something and scale it out that way, you should get an Enduro if those are your two choices. You know, it's just, it's personal preference. It doesn't mean that one car is better than the other. It just means that this one is this style and with these features, and this one's this style with these features. And of course, some of those features compete against each other. Material quality can be better on one or the other, and or better in some areas than this one, and worse in some areas than the other. How do you feel about the larger crawlers, such as 1/8 and larger? So I used to really like to drive 2.2 trucks, specifically my Bombers and my Wraiths. Like that used to be my preferred trucks. And for that reason, I probably would have said that I would like those larger scale, crawlers. But at the same time, now I prefer the 1.9 stuff. Know any good crawling spots in northern San Diego? I don't know anything about northern San Diego, but there's a huge group of scalers in San Diego that you should check out called San Diego Scalers or something like that. But anyway, on the large scale stuff, it's just, I don't know. I also don't, there isn't really many large scale scalers, Matt, you're welcome, that I feel are quality. You have like Traction Hobbies and Capo, and neither of them are companies that I think I would be wanting to spend money with. What do you think of the new TiVo printer? So I did a 10-hour print on it last night for the first time, and the print quality was great. The bed, however, the adhesion is too great. So I need to do a different bed surface on there to be able to release prints in a reasonable fashion, just because that adhesion is it's stupid. It's way too strong. So other than that, though, I set it up out of the box, did one test print, and it was perfect. Printed again, perfect. It is amazing how easy 3D printers are now compared to how they used to be. Have you ever considered lighting the trucks behind you using LEDs from a truck over your? I actually have lights for them. See? I put 2 LED spotlights on the ceiling with a remote. So you'll see in the video from last night now that I actually can do that. The ghost pushed the drag bolt. What are the hex wrenches you're looking? They are the Vanquish Products hex wrench sets. See? Standard, metric. What do you know? Everything you need is available right here. Step right up. Buy some stuff. To build off with the Capra with Matt. I'm sure that I will use the Capra in some sort of series. Whether Axial sends one, I have to buy one, or whatever. But build-offs usually need to wait a while until there's plenty of parts available. There's lots of things like that just need that before you can really do a build-off that are needed. Okay, what's up? My Ripper can beat up your Ripper. What's going on, Mark? It was great bashing rippers together at Axial Fest. If you guys watched the Axial Fest vlogs and saw the little ripper run we did, Mark's ripper was the red one on portals with the psychedelic looking roof panel. Pretty fun. Do you have a plan on getting a Capra? I will absolutely have at least one Capra, more likely multiple. Heard what sounded like a dynamite charger. Any thoughts on the new Spectrum smart chargers and batteries? What you heard was a Venom Pro Duo over there, but it seems like most chargers are pretty much made in only a couple of different factories or with a couple of different sets of electronics. So as far as the Spectrum stuff, the smart chargers, it's kind of a cool idea and all. I have no experience with them at all, and I do believe that those Spectrum ones are OEM'd from a company called ISDT, where you can get those chargers and stuff as well. I'm not sure how much of their technology is the same from the smart chargers or how widely supported the ISDT ones are versus the Spectrum, but I actually saw the Spectrum stuff last year for the first time at NERSA, which is coming up again this year. And, you know, the idea of it all is cool. I think that it's probably, you know, aimed for people who maybe aren't as familiar with it or trying to add a feeling of safety to those that are maybe a little weary about lipo. Those of us who have been using lipo for a really long time have kind of gotten over a lot of those concerns. And of course, you don't want to be careless. You want to still respect the, you know, what can happen with lipos, and you want to make sure that you take proper precautions for those things. But in general, for the most part, you know, we feel like we know what we're doing. I'm not going to say we all know what we're doing. We all feel like we know what we're doing. So, you know, is it what I'm going to purchase? No. I think my battery's going dead on that too. And that's going to be interesting. St. Louis area. I was just there. Know any spots to crawl around St. Louis? Man, in St. Louis itself, I didn't do a lot of crawling in St. Louis. I mean, like Elephant Park, I guess, was the one place I do remember. I forgot to put the shaft in before I put the bearing in. So I don't remember many places in St. Louis, sadly, being that it's my home state, but it's on the opposite side of the state, so you know, it's hard. Is the Capra 1.9 or the Capra is a 1.9? About the ghost pushing the drag ball. Have a look at it. What? Oh wow! How in the world did that happen? That's so bizarre. Weird. Wow, that is. What do you know? If I was one who was a supernatural believer, I'd be all over it. But I'm a denier. I know you're an American company, but the reason Imperial tools and DP bolts switch over to metric would be welcome. So there's a number of reasons that not every, you know, we use metric on almost all the things, but there's a number of reasons. The Imperial stuff for the hubs has actually got a little bit smaller head, so we can make a little bit more scale looking face. The threads are a little bit more aggressive for the size, holds a little bit better specifically in that area. Then on the hex head screws, the actual hex head of the 164 screws versus the 2mm is much smaller. It gives a much better look than the 2mm stuff. So a lot of that really you don't see much of it except on the wheels, and it's for style. And I feel like it's a place that, while it can be a pain for some, once you jump into it, you get two tools, a 1/16th driver and a 3/32 driver. That's all you need when you're good. It's worth the trade-off for how much better those screws look. Just kicked off the first resin 3D printer. Yes, I'll be interested to know how that goes, Aaron. That's those cheap resin 3D printers are pretty interesting. So I'll be interested to hear how that goes. You'll have to shoot me a text later. Can you do a truck giveaway? So I've been thinking about that a little bit more lately and trying to do some more bigger giveaways and things like that, and more regularly. But I got to figure out how I want to facilitate it. I don't love the idea of, I don't know. There's a lot of ideas to try and like increase revenue for the channel. Trust me, I don't make enough off YouTube to give away $300 trucks every month and still be able to operate the channel independently, of my own income. Even as much as, even now the channel doesn't pay for itself. I still end up putting in a lot of money to do what we do here. I do it because I like it, and I have a lot of opportunities that have been surrounded by it. But to be able to do, I'd like to do some of those larger giveaways and do it in a fairly regular way. It's just that then takes, more revenue to do that, because it's, just giving away money all the time it seems like a poor business decision. So anyway, I don't know. We'll see. I'd like to see a Gen 8 budget build, fix the way too tippy center of gravity, maybe try to put it on a VS4 chassis. Yeah, I have a difficult relationship with the Gen 8. I tried to shoot running video of that truck 2 different times, and it still looks brand new, because each time it made it less than 30 yards before it broke, just shattering gears each time. Actually, I tried to shoot video of it 3 times. This minis. I tried to shoot video of it 3 times. The first time was my fault, because I soldered an XT60 plug on it, because all of my batteries are XT60. However, I soldered the wrong side of the XT60 plug onto it. So we went there and went to go plug in a battery, and it was, it didn't had the wrong hole. So that didn't work out. But the other 2 times were very frustrating, and each time cost me $10. Plus the parts, because I had ended up just buying the parts rather than doing warranty. But I went into Folsom Lake to try and go shoot them, and every time I went in there, it cost me $10 because I hadn't bought an annual pass, and ended up turning around and leaving in 20 minutes each time. Come on. Let's see. Show me scalers great again. Have I met Medic? No, I have not. I think we don't cross paths because we don't do a lot of similar type things. Bird Reynolds is live streaming. Not very many people will get that, Justin. But Axial 124 Deadbolt seems to be selling. Do you think Axial will ever do a 1/18th crawler to go with the Yeti Junior line? I don't know. Like a 1/18th solid axle. I don't know if they will, since Axial's owned by Horizon. Horizon has the Slick Rock, so basically they have a vehicle to fit that niche. Do I think that they'll double down on it just because of the Axial name? I don't know. I'd be worried that if they did, they would just use a Slick Rock rebranded thing or something like that. So maybe just, what's the saying? Let sleeping dogs lay. I'm messing that up. I'm not sure. Good evening, Moose Jaw. Nice, another welcome. I have over 100 hours on my Gen 8 with all stock gears. Some people are lucky like that, and others I see exploded, and I see axles with weird epoxy all over them, and win some, you lose some. But that's why I had never done a Gen 8 running video. Do I think it's worth grabbing a bomber kit to make a good performing 2.2 crawler, or rather wait for a Capra? Well, Capra is 1.9 versus a bomber that's a 2.2. Also, there is no bomber kits anymore. Those are discontinued. So if you want a bomber kit, you can find one, go for it. But otherwise, you're only going to find the ready to runs. And the ready to run it's a good truck. Bomber is a solid truck, one of my favorites to drive, super fun. But that's comparing it to a Capra it's almost apples and oranges. The Capra is not going to be made to go fast. Bomber was, et cetera, et cetera. I've had, will they ever do RC boats? Probably, possibly. Not opposed. Just want to ask some electronics bits. Is it still possible to hook up a BEC to my current Hobbywing 1080 Holmes Hobbies Trailmaster combo, servo at 7.4? It's driving me on my lights. Sure, you can still hook up a BEC. Just wire it in, power and ground to the battery leads, and then the output you can use a servo bypass adapter from Holmes Hobbies. He has them for super cheap. Basically, plug your servo into it. You plug it into the receiver and into the BEC, and it bypasses that. So that way you can put 7.4 to the servo, but you don't have to change the voltage output from, that's powering your lights and stuff. What's my opinion on Cross RC products? I have the Cross RC GC4. They feel very just China-like, feel a lot like some of the RC four-wheel drive stuff. If you're, their bodies are nicely detailed. Some of the, like how durable I feel some of that stuff is, for my driving style, especially, I feel would be questionable. So depends on how you're driving. That's why I don't have a lot of hard body stuff though too, because it's just, that's not my. Like I said, I drive like an idiot. So drive like an idiot, probably not the best truck to buy because it's not made to do that. But they're not. And I also don't think that they really have the engineering down. Keep putting stuff out, and they're just getting close enough. Like, I don't know. I have higher, saying standards. Like, I look for emphasis in different areas than maybe people would who are interested in those type of trucks. If you're looking for emphasis in other areas, they definitely have that. Nice bodies. They're nice bodies. Beyond that, I don't think that their drivetrain's great, or even a lot of the scale aspects of some of their axles and stuff like that. And some people like them, some people won't. Can I do a vid with Cross RC? I will at some point. I've got a friend actually has it right now, and he's kind of working on the back of it because it's got the cab and then it's got a big flatbed. But I wasn't going to use the stock flatbed. I was going to do something totally different. So, am I going to do any crawling while I'm in Vegas? No, probably not. Unfortunately, I'm kind of not in and out, but I kind of am. I just have, meetings and conference and all the Vegas things you have to do while you're there, right? So Thanks for the kind words on the studio. I appreciate it, guys. Beat my trucks like they owe me money. Me too. Hello, Axial. I want a modern replacement for my beloved XO. Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, I didn't get to gain much of a relationship with my XO before its fateful day, but it was cool while it was it was cool while or before it was crispy. My bad. For the record, Josh is not interested in nice bodies. I do like nice bodies. I appreciate that part of it. Just the rest of some of that stuff I don't think is fantastic. With you having problems with the Gen 8 budget build would make sense. How would you make it better? I get that part of it, but here's the other side of that. Doing this is a tremendous amount of work, and I have to do it all after I get home from working a full day. So you got to come home. You got to gather all the parts you need, ahead of time. Make sure you kind of have things planned out since it's a budget build and there's dollar restrictions and all the stupid rules that we put on things. Do that. Go to work. Come home. Then you have to want to work on it, film it, stay up late editing it, uploading it, getting all of that stuff done. And if it's not something you're like happy working on, like I just find myself dreading it. And then it's just 16 weeks of being pissed off every Tuesday because I've got to get a video done and posted by Wednesday morning. So the TRX4 was a little bit that way, specifically at the end. Or kind of, I guess it was maybe more in the middle. It was basically after the first time I drove it, really, because, up until that point, it was the truck was a fresh kit, getting it kind of put together and rolling, and finally went and drove it for the first time. And I just do not necessarily love the driving experience of those trucks in a fairly stock format. I think that they do take quite a bit of tweaking to really come into the, into how I like to drive them, or until they're set up in a way where I enjoy the performance of them. If that makes any sense on how that's said. So, then it was just like, I gotta get this done. I gotta figure this out. By the end, in the second running video, it performed so much better than before. And I had kind of just come to terms with how I thought that it was going to perform. And that put me in a better mood about it, if that makes sense on how that's said. I know I'm saying that a lot. Sometimes I'll notice that I get stuck on a saying or a word in videos, and it drives me insane that I keep repeating one phrase in a certain video, and I'll be editing the video, and I'll be like, why did I keep saying that over and over and over? And it's weird. Listening to yourself on video all the time is one of those weird things that's hard to get used to, and then you finally do, but there's still those things that annoy the crap out of you. That is one of them, to me. When I keep repeating the same non-typical phrase or word for a whole video. In this video, it's if that makes any sense. Anyway, are all of PS4 Pros out of stock because you have, yes, and the whole room, which on the other side of this wall, there's just boxes of them. There's not. I made my TRX4 a dually. Looks cool with 1/8 scale body. Dualies, yes. Okay. I'm all about just rock performance. So dualies or lifted trucks and things like that are just not the things that I love. Number 5, missed the summer sale on the Axial Blazer for $300. Couldn't decide between that and the UMG 10. Be waiting for the Capra. Looks like the 118 Slick Rock is discontinued. Oh, is it? Oh. Do they have something else they offer that's called something different, but it's basically the same? That's usually how it goes. One of the ECX is basically that now. I thought the ECX was, I don't know. I have to say the VFD trans design is probably the most innovative design for a while. Thoughts on that? I love it. Also had the large arching chassis was needed for a long time too. Thank you, Justin. It is, again, it's different focuses for people who like different things, and that's why there's all these different types of things available. If some people would prefer just the most perfectly scaled down version of a full-size truck, and that would be cool in a lot of ways, but also if you really thought about how brittle something like that would be in comparison, then it's like it wouldn't be cool. So it just depends. Crispy. Yes, my Exo burned to the ground the first outing in a tragic fire. VP Gladiator coming soon. That would be wonderful. However, I feel like I got my way already with the first bodies being Scout styled, Scout-ish. So I think I won't push too hard on my personal preference of the body style for the next one. Hardly drinking dude. Servo shock shaft drink. Thoughts on Moo products? I've used them in the past. Honestly, I still end up using them a little bit here, from time to time because Tony uses them. Tony likes them, so we're cleaning up trucks or something like that after an event or at an event, things like that. That's usually what he has. So work well for him. They're just not something that I think I got them all basically like when he first released them, and his line was much smaller then. It was just like Moose Slick and Mooter Cleaner, and I don't know whatever the other names were. But there was only maybe 3 or 4 things: electronic spray, and they weren't something that I felt that I wanted to purchase specifically, rather than maybe more general cleaning products or things like that I could purchase. So not that they're a bad product, they just weren't a product that I thought I needed to order and have shipped, kind of, that's part of it. Like if it was just a product that was the same price as general cleaning supplies that I was using and I could support an RC company, run by a small business owner, then great. But instead I end up buying Brake Clean and Simple Green. Price point on the Capra, 300, 400, under 400. I don't know that at all. I have no idea. You should do a super scale build with a bunch of scale accessories. That's just not my style. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna go with a hard pass on that one. But you can watch tons of Scale Builders episodes instead. I'll make deadbolts go fast because you had to go there. Yes, the EXO event. It was actually Aaron Evil Villain RC. It was his battery's fault that caused the whole fire. I'm pretty sure. So, that's, to this day, I still hold him responsible. Him and his Venom battery that day. Do the chickens have sharp talons? Tina, can we get some ham? Is it okay to put overdrive in a TRX4 Sport with a Hobbywing Axe 2700 kV? Is it okay? Yeah. I mean, while I'm not a big fan of that Hobbywing system, it'll easily handle an overdrive setup. I have several friends who really like the Hobbywing Axe system. I just can't stand it. I feel like the bottom end is so squishy and just weak. I've done all of the updates on firmware, and it just feels so blah. I'm just not a fan at all. ECX Temper 118 looks terrible. Looking for a decent scale body. SCX Temper Jazzy durable. Sitting in the chair editing right now. I saw you've been working on some stuff, Aaron. Saw Allie's getting big, son's getting big. It's crazy. You're my hero. Look at Mr. Schultz popping in to say hello. So you getting Matt's tribute body for the sport. In his last video, if you watched it, he said that I had to throw him some more dollars in his next live chat. Because if you guys have ever been on one of Matt's live chats, I like to go in there and just give him 99 cents at a time and tell him to dance. So I have to wait till his next live video and then I'll get it. Because I will throw dollars at him. Let's see. That doesn't look like a Traxxas. It is not a Traxxas. Mine is awesome. You need to turn it up. Yours is awesome, John, but you're the one who didn't run any brushless systems forever. So your opinion is invalid. You need to turn it up. My battery, your fault. Let's see. Think ERC just came out with a chassis kit for the Gen 2. Oh, the Gen 2 118th. I saw that. So yeah, if you have a whatever that was, Temper, ECX Temper, then you have a chassis kit. You can make it a little, but I think that was kind of comp crawler style, not SCX10 chassis style. So either way, there's an option for it. I'm uploading a new video as we speak. Right? Swampers RC. There you go. Go check out Swampers RC's new video. Squirrel Fest build? No, this is not a Squirrel Fest build. I'm going to take my that kit, which is the Portal rear axle DS410. I don't know what else I'll take. I'm mainly going to Hangout, but that's the truck. Am I going to get the new TRX6? I will have a video on the new TRX6 done early next week, mid next week, something like that. Element. I don't know what you're referring to, John, but Element RC. There you go. A plug. Element RC. Everyone should check out elementrc.com, a division of Associated Electronics. I'm sold on the VS14 chassis kit, next project. But will the Trail Honcho body drop in easy? I don't know. I don't know. Because of the fuel cell, maybe you might have to do like a little trimming around that or something like that. But I'm not really sure. ECX browsers were smaller, crawler. It was really meh. Yeah, I never cared for the 18th stuff as much. But if you had to buy one release, would it be the Capra TRX6 or Skill Drive C2X? It would be the Capra. There you go. I wouldn't debate about it. Capra. Griffin Bean Griffin Bean gave me $1. Dance. It's my joke. But thank you for the $1. I appreciate your $1. Oh, telling me to bring my Element to Squirrel Fest. Okay, I will do that. I will bring my Element right there. Ready to go. What happened to my Yeti? I just don't drive the Yetis. So I got rid of them. That was it. The Yetis I always thought would be kind of my style because I like making rates kind of go faster a little bit, but I just didn't like them. You know, it's just not my style of driving, really, was the thing. Let's see. I love the variety of trucks, perform different things, bringing new challenges, experiences, crawlers, dual debates. See, I know what you mean by the variety and how they all perform differently and things like that. However, it's amazing. Even all of these trucks are solid axle. Other than one, they're all ladder frame. Not that the Ripper is a ladder frame; it's the one, the Carnivore, just off camera that you can't see. But they all perform incredibly different, and they're the same truck. As much as people keep saying the Yeti is, or the Bomber in this new Capra are the same. I mean, in that regards, these are all the same truck, and they all perform worlds apart. So, even within a world of very similar vehicles, massive amounts of difference. Do I still have the Bomber? No. My Bomber turned into that Beast 2 mud truck, and I sold the chassis of the Bomber. So, want to buy my Yeti? No, I do not. How much do we got to donate for you to take the shirt off and dance? Whew. It would be expensive. I'm not saying there's not a price. I'm just saying it would be expensive. All right, let's see. I'll line up some holes and then I'll read comments. All right. What happened to my Yeti fairly? I think we got even on that somehow. I don't remember how it was, Griffin, but I'm pretty sure it happened. Just finished my Pro kit, Holmes Hobby 35 turn. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go sense or brushless, but 27 turn or another 35 turn would be the best to stay. Personally, I would go 27 turn. I like the little bit of extra wheel speed that gives you. So for me, I would say 27 turn. Or better yet, I would suggest trying out one of the Holmes Hobbies 13 turn Crawl Master Experts. That's a 5-slot armature motor, and it's just so smooth, like so smooth. If you've never tried one, try it out. You'll be super happy with the difference. Let's see. Has the new Axial been released? No, it gets released the 12th, which is Wednesday or Thursday. Is that right? Something like that. I will pay you to keep it on. Perfect. Keep sending money. Send money. I will keep my clothes on. Even better plan. You get to keep clothes and dignity. $5 make the house. Oh my gosh. The good news is if I took my shirt off, it would still look like I had a shirt on. Let's see. I don't either, but you did give me a rod-ended axial press. You're welcome. It was probably in my fanny pack. Are you the Boyd Coddington of the RC world? I think Boyd Coddington's dead, right? So I'm gonna go with no. I always liked Boyd's stuff, but he wasn't my favorite hot rod builder. At this point, even I think that I think I'd go with my favorite being the guys that like Tim Diggett. Those guys do crazy stuff. So impressive. It's so amazingly impressive to see what hot rods are doing now. If you're ever looking for somebody super interesting to follow on Instagram, there's 3D Magic Mike, and gotta make sure you get the right one. But he works at I can't remember what hot rod shop he works at, but he does amazing things with 3D modeling and 3D printing, and God, it's insanely cool. Yeti is so much more fun with locked diffs and a brush system. Crawls almost as well as the bomber. I would so highly disagree with that. I locked mine out trying to make it a crawler, and just the belly is so big and so wide, and the steering is so bad that I think that it would. I mean, a bomber even with that would just destroy it probably. What's up, Josh? Joined in. What's going on with that chassis? It's just putting together a DS410 Pro kit for a kind of a almost a display. Boyd had a temper. I didn't know that. Will Partini has been in the RC world for over 10 years. Will Partini. Do I know who Will Partini is? I don't know who that is. Should I? I probably should. I'm looking it up now just to see if I. I don't see who that is. Anyway. Based on the drag bull is calling the. What are you talking about? Let's see. Love to hang out till the end, bro, but the wife waits. Thanks for stopping in, Bill. Always fun. I didn't have any plans on this going super long. Just hanging out doing dumb stuff. Freiberger of the RC world. David Freiberger. I like Freiberger. I'll take that one. I'm a big fan. What is the next budget build? TRX4 coming up again. Don't know what the next budget build is yet. Matt and I do have a new monthly mayhem starting this week. Holy crap. Let me go to our notes. First video. Did I not put it in here? Wow, how did I not put the dates down? Could have swore I did that. Pretty sure it starts this week, though. He works for Ken Diggett. Oh, Will Lockwood. Isn't his last name Lockwood, not Partini? Yeah, William Lockwood. No, that's a hockey player. God. Yes, William J. Lockwood. Yes, actually, William Jennings Lockwood. I met him at Proline by the Fire, so yes, as far as Ken Diggett on their show. So I know him there, and I met him there. It was cool to talk to him. When are we going to see more VS10 Pros in stocks? We are trying to build all the parts now. So as soon as we can get everything done. Just stopped in to say, like, watching video news updates. Thank you. I like the news is fun when there is enough news. Thanks for watching. What's the bobbleheads behind you? Let's see. Dwight Schrute, Michael Scott, Kevin Malone with a pot of chili. Right? If you have a YouTube studio, you have to have interesting stuff on the wall. It's like the rule. Just try and follow your build on the non-portal axle. Rear axle as you think the TRX4 axles will work. Front is slightly to the left. I don't know if a TRX4 axle would work. I'd have to check the rotation of the axles versus the ring gear. Because if the ring gear is flipped versus like an SCX10 style front, then it would work because you don't have to worry about trying to flip the third member, which obviously is not possible with TRX4 axle. And you can't flip the housing over either because of the molded in parts. So you'd have to check the rotation and see if it's opposite. Let's see. If there isn't any news, just make stuff up and see who laughs. I'm not this creative as some. I'm not very good at like just making stuff up and all that. That's for the creative types, and I am not that part. I can be creative with an RC build, but I don't have that. So much of the other creativity side of things is so lost on me. Like, I can't draw on paper. Like, unless it's graph paper, like even as a kid, I can't draw. I don't have that. My brain just doesn't function that way. Why don't we hear machines in the background, right? And why don't I have to, look out outside the door, make sure that there is nobody. Hello from France, 6:23 a.m. Well, what time is it here in California now? Because 9:30. That's not terrible. I've got to get up early to go crawling, so I'm not going to stay up terribly late and do this. Yes, a fake news update video would be awesome. And it's not a bad idea. I don't hate it. I don't feel like I could be convincing. RC Drive merges with Vanquish in the fake news. Really enjoy the budget builds you and Matt do. Thanks for the tutorial videos. They've been great help. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you. I appreciate it. And have fun doing it. You know what I do need to get in here is a chair with a mesh bottom if I'm going to be doing live streams. Because this one gets a little too warm. So if anybody wants to jump on my Amazon wish list and give me a new chair. I don't have one. Just kidding. I think that's only for cam girls or something. Let's see. Who is the first to make an 8x8? Who was the first one? Because RC Pearl Drive they had one. Cross RC as the BC8, but that was the last one to come out. It seems like there was one from Europe, like way back in the day. I can't remember who that was though. Stupid expensive. It had like independent tubes coming out, or God, I can't remember who it was. Somebody is messaging me through Facebook, watching this rather than commenting. Probably somebody like watching on a TV and they can't comment. Usually how that goes. I'll just read his comment here. Watching it hang out at the moment. Last budget build, like you said, the venture is limited. Consider finding some time for it. Lots of guys modify them, turn them good. Crawler, imagination lit. So absolutely, I actually do. I still have my venture. I think I do. So the venture isn't a bad vehicle. It was good, and if it would have come out when it was supposed to, it could have been like a dominant vehicle in the market because it was way better than anything that was available at the time, which would have been SCX 10.1 and the Vitara. And I'm not saying the Vitara is bad, but it's not good. It has major downfalls, which just were never fixed. Weak gears and weak shafts. It's just like you can only do so much. They should have just updated a couple of things and revived that because the rest of the things around the Vitara were way better. But it had like just crippling flaws that just made it not appealing in ways. But it's like the chassis and everything like that on the Vitara was better than any of the competitors. It was just things like that were just, that car was so close, but it just wasn't there. But anyway, like I said, the Venture should have been a super popular car. It just didn't come out in time. And then, it's like you who just sent me the message. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name off the top of my head now. People saying people modify and make good cars. Absolutely. And I think people should have fun and drive and modify whatever they can find cheap, whatever it is. The reason that I don't do it on here is because, I do have to pick content that is going, it's like the return on my investment or whatever, my time investment or actual money that it costs me to make a video of something, and it's like, I want to make videos on the things that are popular because that's what people are going to watch. So, I want to make sure that the time I'm putting in is going to pay off and help grow the channel. And, the stupid stuff like that on YouTube, like where I care about what people are wanting to watch. And that's like the side of YouTube that nobody wants to talk about or hear about, like part of the things we do are pandering. We're building, I built a TRX4 mud truck. That was purely to pander because I know people like mud trucks. I hate mud trucks. I keep building them because people like them. I hate them, but I still build them because they are still kind of cool. I just hate actually driving in mud. But it's like, so that's all part of it. It's just, it's dumb, but it's also just, it's the game. And you have to play it to try and grow a channel so you get the opportunities to play and get brand new cars that people don't get yet, and work for companies that hire you and move you across country, and you get to build stupid cars that go faster than they should. It's just all part, and it was all because I played with toys. Like, it's not a bad existence. I missed a lot in my long ramble about things that people don't care about. Oh, I missed a bunch of them. Still hoping to do an element budget build, one enduro, one trail walker. Doing two different trucks like that would be kind of cool, actually, fairly realistic. The element is getting enough support. It's got enough crossover parts that it's a realistic thought to do a budget build on. Tamaya, question mark. Tamaya or Tamia? Is that what your question is? Tamaya Dancing Rider? The answer to all questions? I don't know what you mean, for sure. Richard Fleming, hello. Let's see. Ellie has seen the new Capo. I have seen the new Capo, like the Sixer. Looks cool. I would never own another Capo. In all honesty, the Bomber and the Wraith builds were my favorite. Few vehicles are as cool. They are cool in their own way. Totally agree. Love them both. I'll say it. I hated that freaking Vitara. I'm so glad I sold it. Some people love them. they have really solid parts around them, and they have some weak parts. The Ascender is bulletproof. That is definitely not true. I have blown up many Ascender parts without a lot of effort. I still want an RC four-wheel drive 6x6. That was a comment, not a statement from me. I have no idea what you're talking about. This live stream came up on my recommended. Well, maybe you like RC cars or grown men playing with RC cars. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm kind of back down to the bottom because it automatically scrolled on me. When are you going to build a Gladiator? As soon as one is available, because I don't do the custom hard body 3D print stuff. Best gig ever. Yes, I have an awesome job. Michael Kubota. What's Kubota? How do you say your name? Kubotica? Kubotica? I don't know. I was thinking of tractor. What's going on? Good to see you in Ohio. I don't like Traxxas. You don't see full-size trucks with lead attached to it all over. Weight and scale is a different thing too, because it's cubic, and actually our vehicles are a lot lighter, and it's a whole thing. Do I like the Sixer? Like the idea of it, don't like the company and quality behind it. Good show on that. Good seeing you, Griffin. GSO2 is one of my faves. I don't know what GSO2 is. Isn't that a G-Made, Bill? The bomb? Do I like the new 6x6? I don't. We'll see. I got the comments on Facebook again, but I figured it was because he couldn't comment, which is exactly what it is. It's usually how that happens. But yeah, the whole HPI thing, that's a whole nother story in general. Just, HPI trying to release a kit, not happy, going out of business. New company buys them, retools everything, really doesn't keep going, and then goes out of business again. Another company buys them, and now we're at that state, and we haven't heard anything since this new company picked them up. So wait and see. Do you think someone will ever release a kit that has electronics included? Would like to see something for my son to build with motor, ESC, servo, receivers, bind to a Spectrum GX4S. Traxxas has basically exactly that. All the electronics included, kit version. Comes with everything you need, you build it. Check it out. There you go. Question, your prayers have been answered. Dancing Rider budget build off. Yes, exactly. You're reading my mind. All right, how far are we going to go tonight? What time is it? 9:36. I really should probably just kind of wrap things up. Let's wrap things up for once, or at least I'm done working on things, to say the least. Seriously, this chair, I need a mesh one. Do you think someone will ever release a kit that is? Wait, I already read that one. Sorry, Josh. Maybe a budget build off the new 1.9 Wraith. Definitely an option. It's a nice truck. I do like it. Does have limitations in some ways, just because it looks like I'm holding a small scale crawler, doesn't it? Just because of the tube chassis, you don't have much flexibility with some things, but still a great truck with plenty of stuff to do. Could be an option. It's my Bruiser clone thoughts. I don't know. The clone stuff is such a shitty deal. I don't know. I mean, granted, the Bruiser's been out forever and ever, and it's still like $1,000 to buy one from Kamaya, but the clone stuff still is bothersome, and I don't like to support that as much as I can. So, to each their own. I love my Venture body on my VS410. I have seen that on your truck, John, and it looks pretty good. I saw you put new, you were upgrading your VS410 the other day, some new foams or something. TF2 budget build off. You mentioned doing a hard body. The TF2 budget build off would be, a realistic option with, trying to play in Matt's wheelhouse a little bit, and me trying to find a way to remove the leaf springs as fast as possible. 11:36 Minnesota, getting up early. Carl Mars. What do you think of the CCO2? I'm guessing that it will be something that doesn't perform very well, but comes with cool body options, because that's Tamaya. Saw the Bruiser clone this week, and it looks fragile, just like the real Bruiser kind of. But it had a cool style and retro, and the guys who were into it when it came out are probably still into it. So some people don't want to spend $1,000 on an RC or whatever a real Bruiser costs still, and that's always going to be a thing. Money is the root of a lot of people's problems, and if you're doing something to be happy, it is what it is. Be happy. Find a way to be happy. New offices. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm really enjoying the new setup. VS14 Leaf Spring Edition. Make my head explode. But pardon my noob, Richard, the other half of the SBG team, recently did a conversion and put leaf springs on a VS410 Pro. So if you want to make me cringe, go like his pictures. They make link suspension for the TF2. I know they do. I would definitely be doing something along those lines. It has to live axles and full link suspension. Don't know what you mean. 6x6 dancing rider. Could it be done? It could. You could have as many as you want because it's motor on axle. So you just put as many of them as you want. Let it lean. It's multiple axle dancing on a rider. Perfect. Where did you get your handy tool from? What handy tool do you mean? Lake Tahoe? I will be closer to your area tomorrow when we go crawling. We're going back to the mine. Yeah. Oh, this one. The DeWalt. The Gyro Max 8-volt. So screwdriver style or gun style. And then you pull the trigger and twist, and it like righty tighty, lefty loosey. So as you twist, it goes faster. Or you go the other way and it goes the opposite way. So you control it, and it may seem weird at first, but it becomes second nature in seconds, and it's just super easy then. So comes a little replaceable battery pack. Came with 2 of them. Uses standard 1/4-inch drive tools. This is a dynamite set that comes in like this little multi-handle deal. Associated makes one too. They should send me one. I should use theirs. John, probably that. Send me tools. I think leafs are fine as long as there's anti-wrap bars. I have one leafed rig, more like a C1. I don't run it hard. I just don't love leaf springs. It's like one of those, the meme with the dog, and it says, "Does he bite?" And it says, "No, but he'll hurt you in other ways." And then his dog says, "Leaf springs are for poor people." It's just funny. Like jokes if you have leaf springs. I'm just saying. It's funny. What did you use to mount your spotlight to the wall? Which I don't have. Wait, my softbox maybe? It's a wall mount for lighting like this. Got it on Amazon. It's like $50. It's articulating, moving, so nice. Um, the new CCO2 comes with 2 live axles. And oh, yes, I know it does. It does have, CCO2. So yeah, 2 live axles and 4 link. Doesn't mean it's going to perform well. Still looks pretty stubby. Looks bulky. Looks like a lot of hang-ups. Who knows if it's going to have any steering? It's pretty complicated for what it is. Kind of looks like a CR1. We'll see. Will VP ever do incision axles? You mean just like super simplified version or what? I mean, like it's like, will we ever? Possibly, probably, could be. I don't know. But it's just, you're not gonna like taking and simplifying down this axle. You're not going to end up getting it all that cheap. It's made from better aluminum. It's machined in the U.S. So those things add up to prices that are higher than Chinese stuff. It's kind of how it goes. I don't know. Some people prefer, understand one way, and some people don't, and some people will always prefer other things. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind tonight. Shout me out, please. Wow, that is not after all of your comments. I just forgot. What is that all about? I'm going to hide that user because that's annoying. Saturday morning coffee and a live stream. Great start of the day. That would be fine and all, but normally Saturday morning I'm trying to get out and get going, go do something, go have some fun. Tomorrow morning we're gonna go take the cars and go crawling. So it's I have a very hard time getting up in the morning early. Getting up early in the morning, unless it's for crawling. Then I seem to just I'm on the road by light. No replacement for displacement. I don't know what you're referring to, but I agree. I think Maury's coming back out. Like the Maury Big Bear? Is that what you mean? I don't know. I need to get over my Traxxas versus Arma grudge. Haven't considered the TRX4 kit with TQI. I have axial loyalty. Perhaps it's time to grow up and go to sleep. Thanks for some cool. Thank you, Jason. Have fun. I've got a lot of it. I've got my Arma Infraction over here on the wall. Massive. I still haven't really ran it though. I just got my coffee made now. Starting stuff. Oh, that's what you're talking about. You either have a very early morning start because it is not morning yet, or you are somewhere else in the world. Morning is time to beat the heat for crawling, especially with a name like Phoenix RC Crawler. What's some tips for painting bodies? First tip for painting bodies: don't listen to anything I say. Go find somebody more qualified. Go watch Hemistorm or Matt at Scale Builders Guild. Do not listen to any painting tips from me. We'll be in your neck of the woods tomorrow getting car serviced at Milo. Well, I will not be in my neck of the woods tomorrow. Otherwise, I think I see you like every year at the swap meet, and that's about the only time we run into each other, right? Maybe at events. I don't know. Since I'm tired, I get up at the crack of noon every day. Wow. West Desert Shooter. Hello, what's up? Cool videos on your channel as well. I enjoy the long range stuff you did. Nope, starting in Iowa. Oh, what part of Iowa? That's where it's close to my neck of the woods growing up. Tip 1, buy paint. Tip 1, buy paint. Tip 2, call a friend to paint. Yes, my method exactly. Salute from another Canuck. Hello in Canada. Can you see the VS410 orange body? I don't have that one here. That one is still at the office. Wisconsin. I really need to have like a thing on the wall at the start of every live stream, whenever when someone is, I can just my bad heart. I don't know what you did, Bucks. Cedar Rapids, up in the. I said Cedar Rapids is northeast, right? That's further away from where I live. Truck all over the 40. Going over Donner Pass in a couple of days. Well, that is not a bad place if you've got an RC with you. Told my wife we need to move to California. No good crawling here in Des Moines. Yeah, I mean, Des Moines is definitely closer to my neck of the woods, and yeah, it's a lot of dirt, a lot of hill climbing, and I was pretty happy when I moved to Missouri and there were some rocks around. That was a big change. Have I ever messed with competition crawlers like MOA Super Crazy Crawler? Yeah, so that's kind of what I did mostly from like 2004 to 2000. When did I sell my last comp? I sold my last comp crawler in 2012. But all I did, I traveled all over the U.S. and we competed in all the big stuff. Comp crawling was my roots, and definitely really miss competing with comp crawlers. Speaking of swap meets, did you go this year to RC Country? I missed it. Yes, I did, and offed a lot of stuff. Following from West Virginia. It's getting late in West Virginia. It's in Ohio, West Virginia, Ohio, Iowa, Utah. All kinds of people are there. Ideas for the next Crawl Masters. Ooh, I'm looking forward to Crawl Masters again just because I want to build another truck in a short time. But like Crawl Masters last year, they threw in the twist of had to be small tire and no portals. So it's like I almost have to wait until they announce the rules to start building. So I think that's even more fun. I just have to sit back and wait and not come up with an idea because who knows what the rules will be this year. So the other thing that they're doing this year, they told us at the ASD event, is that they're not telling us even where the event is. It's going to be within like 2 to 3 hour drive from the Bay Area. So, which could mean 4 to 5 hours from here, or it could mean an hour from here. So it kind of depends because they're further west, so I don't know. I'm looking forward to it though. Hollister, not too far from here. Did I ever have bird crawl? Yes, I had. I actually had kind of a funny story. I had one of like the earliest Bergs in the U.S. Because Berg actually, before Berg was popular, the actual company that, oh man, I have to remember what the name of it was. So Berg was basically the second name of the company that started producing those axles. Before that, I think it was, oh man, my God, I'd have to go look it back up. But before Berg, there was a company called like OCG or OCP. I can't remember it now. Either way, and I had one of those. So they were all black axles versus the Berg color that most people are familiar with. And I had that before, and it was weird and kind of took a minute to catch on, and then it really did, and it all took off. And so, yeah, I had an early Berg. Thoughts on the new Capra? I think I'll love it. Ozark Mountains, like Arkansas, or Ozark Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri. Yes, Colorado last week, which brought a scaler. Colorado's got some amazing stuff. Waiting to go to Donner Pass. Don't eat your competition. So last time I was going to Donner, I got in like a rabbit hole of the internet reading and ended up just going through it. Like I know the story of the Donner Party and how that went, but I went in like read the big full history of their timelines and how it happened and where the people ended up and how they finished the rest of their. Such a crazy story to read. What event are you going to tomorrow? Not going to an event, just going out crawling. En route? No, the en route was Berg. It was before en route. So en route was the second one. I'd have to go look at my Berg thread. It went way back. One of my thoughts on the Dodge Ram Charger. Looks like a Ram Charger, which I never thought was a good-looking body. I mean, I don't like I don't like full-size Ram Chargers, so I don't love the Lexan body version. I think Ram Chargers are ugly. Personal preference thing. I ran a modded Clodbuster. I had a modded Clodbuster as well, MOA stuff. I had a stick, a 2.2 stick, for those of you that remember that. XR10 represent. Loved the XR10 though. TLT axles, Stampede transmission. Yep, I was there in those days. I was there before TLT axles though, before TLTs were a thing. So like when we started, we were using TXTs, Clodbuster axles, and X Factor axles. X Factors. So there was no such thing as like 2.2 and definitely no such thing as 1.9 really as far as scale. Like the only thing available was like the rock hard 1.9 CC01 Goodyear tires. They were terrible. So, hey, thank you for the $5, Matthew Melendez. Favorite part was the blue Scout you built. I did love the old Scout, the Woods Runner. Will builds like that come around again? I hope so. I think so. The Crawlmaster Willies that I did was similar to that in ways where it was a lot of fabrication and things like that. So I kind of feel like that got back to that. Some maybe agree, some maybe don't, but I liked the Crawlmasters build. Great coverage of RC events. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Mopar, no car. I like Mopar cars. Love Cudas and Challengers and tons of them. Just don't love the Ram Charger. Missouri Ozarks. My parents live in the Ozarks. Get to go spend some time down there. Some beautiful terrain. Have I ever lost a scalar in the water or off a cliff? Have I ever lost one? No. Have they? I've had some close calls. I busted a brand new DX. What was it? It was right when the DX3R came out. Like that was big times back then. New 3-channel radio with, whoo. But my rig was going up and then it tipped back and I dove down and I ended up catching the rig after it was already off the edge and I bashed my DX3R against the rocks. And then I almost lost that TRX4 off a pretty decent cliff in the first running video of the Budget Build series. XTM Superclass. Yep, back in the day. But it wasn't really called Superclass. It was just the class. Vanquish axles for the Clodbuster. Probably not highest on my list. And not easy to make with the splines that they have. I went back and watched your older stuff and seen you did a great deal of fabrication on your stuff. I did. And part of it is just like you had to, or, the ability. I used to have the shop in my home where I was able to do a lot of that. Things are different out here, but like I said, I do hope to get back to some more of the welding and things like that. I owned a Ram Charger for a day, then I completely killed the motor. The new Ram Chargers are completely different looking now. I don't know. What do you mean the new Ram Chargers? Do they have a new Ram Charger? They don't, right? That's not a thing. It looks like my drag bolt is going to fall off. I know. Somehow it just tipped during the new age. No, new age. Maybe it was new age. B Rev. Maybe you got that new. think New Age is the right one. Yeah, New Age. He's referring to the name of the company before Berg en route Berg. It was like the New Age OC something was like the axles or what they were called. It came like a kit. And what's my thought on A-scale crawlers? Just not a huge fan. Mostly of the people who, or mostly of the companies that offer them. I fell off a 6-foot ledge on a trail in Sand Hollow. Ooh, losing batteries out of my remote, watching the RC and my feet, and not my feet. Wow. Feel that one. The only way to mess up a Dodge is put a Fram oil filter on it. I don't even know what that means. That is some sort of mechanic joke I don't get. Probably because I don't change my own oil. I'm not afraid to say that. So why the Scout bodies for the VS410? Not saying I hate them. I actually work on them. Coming in from Grass Valley. Ooh, cool. Grass Valley. Not far at all. I'm a big Scout fan, and when we were talking about body options, it was like, all the options that were available, and it's kind of Scoutish. Got some Bronco flair. Like, I'm a big Scout 800 fan. I'm not a Scout 2 fan, to clarify. I do not like Scout 2s. The new Ram Charger trucks are completely different now. Are they called? They're not called Ram Charger trucks, are they? They're just like Ram trucks. They're not Dodge anymore at all. They're just Ram brand. They're just called trucks. 1500 and stuff. Good night, RC Kurt. You need to get some on-road cars. I've got some on-road cars. I've got a drag bolt. I've got an Infraction. And I've got a Kyosho Inferno GT. Any good probably Louisiana food locally? Ribs. Oof. I can't. I mean, I can't say that I know much Louisiana style of food. Can say there's not much good KC style barbecue around here. Not a lot of good barbecue around here in general. I like a sauced barbecue, and I just haven't found much here that I really like. Let's. The Infraction is awesome. It is fun. Well, hopefully it'll be more fun now that I can drive again. Will the VS410 Pro body be available anytime soon? Will be available, and not too long. Yes, it will. Scouts came pre-rusted. Low blow, sir. So, hey, thank you, Ben Malcolm, for $25. I appreciate that. I see the VS410 chassis kit on the right. Any plans for it? Oh, probably you're right. Is it mirrored? Yeah, probably. It's actually for the VS410 Pro. I do like Cajun food. I don't know much about Cajun barbecue, I guess is what I'm saying. But Cajun food in general, I love anything spicy. So, well, not anything spicy. I don't love Indian food. I love Thai food. Just spicy food in general I love spicy food. So Cajun food is good. Usually got some decent spice. Cajun people are spicy, some Cajun people are spicy. We'll just leave it. So, I often find some good Cajun food to be in my wheelhouse. Have I looked at the aftermarket wheels and tires for an Infraction? I have not. I have some GRP belted tires. But I think what drew me to the Infraction was the smoking tires. And if you got rid of that, then I don't know that I would love it as much. you need a speed run car. I've thought about it, like doing a real one, getting a limitless and trying to do something dumb. You know, I think it would be fun. Spicy makes me sweat even though I like it. That if it I will go pretty heavy on some hot food. And if I'm sweating, I'm probably enjoying it. I mean, will Vanquish jump on the 6x6 wagon? I think that we'll leave that wagon for others to pull. Like that's have fun with 6x6s. Cool stuff. But probably plenty of people dabbling in that now. Studio looks great. Thank you. Appreciate it. Any more videos on 1.9 rate? I'll probably need to do more. Get the limitless and try for 200 miles an hour. I don't think that's happening. Have you had the chance to ride in real rock crawling buggy? Something beyond with the Jeep? Yeah. So I actually used to do some We Rock competition, so full size competition, and of course, then with that, got to do some. Had friends who had very capable type rigs, and we would go on some pretty gnarly places and do some fun crawling as well as actual just competition. So I'm a fan. 5 runs and a set of tires is short for me. My friend got his a week ago, and between 4-wheel drifting and burnouts, high-speed runs, it eats tires. That I know what you mean. Mine actually just God damn it, hit my head on the softbox. Yeah. So mine chunked the tires out in like no time. Issue number 2. So I was quite bummed at that. But I have new tires here now, so let's get back to running this thing. But then I also have this guy. So this thing should be fun. I'm looking forward to this. But it's a big car. Like, it goes from my knees to the top of my head. It's about pretty much the same size as the Infraction. Let's see. Currently restoring a 71 F100 4x4, but not to beat up. Let's see. I need all the 8x8 trucks. Arr. Yes, 410 6x6. Yeah, that would be super expensive. Agreed. Challenger looks so good. It is. I like that body as well. Is the Sakura still in the box? No, I finally sold the Sakura. It is gone. There's a dude locally that helped me with We Rock. Big Rich, Big Rich or Little Rich. I guess Little Rich lives in St. George now, I think. Took me for a ride in his buggy after some talk on Instagram, posted pictures of some RC. Went up some gnarly stuff. That's probably Little Rich because he's got a buggy. Any gas-powered RC. That Challenger is nitro-powered, which is my first ever non-electric, which is my favorite crawler body, the VS410 Pro half cab. Yeah, so Little Rich, he was out of doing We Rock right before I started, was involved with it. So he left, and then Josh England started, or basically took over doing what he did. Little Rich set courses mainly, things like that. Rich Klein, Big Rich, his dad, is the one who runs We Rock now. So, after Little Rich left and I think he went into the oil industry. Like I said, Josh England took over, and he was the one setting courses and things like that when I was involved. So, hey, thank you, Moose Jaw. It's funny. I always know your YouTube name and Instagram name, and we see each other in town and things like that, but I can never remember real names. I still have a dozen RC10s, which one is I never owned an RC10. Hello, Brett. Gaggle trying to end itself. It is. I'll fix it just because it's driving me nuts. So I need to get the my car stand situation all going. I'm going to use these are they're like half cell blocks, and I'm going to use these because they're about the right height, and then I'm going to print different bases to adjust height, because some of them need a little bit extra height, but not the height of a full cell block. So it's like these weird in-betweens for those shelves. Kind of how that goes. They have a 70 Charger or a Chevelle 70. They also have a different Challenger. Kyoshi makes them all in different scales. Yeah, this one is like their 8th scale, I guess. So it's bigger than the 10 scale ones that they have, which are cool. Let's see. Terrible. Tell me if the UMG 6x6 has frame extensions or one rail. The UMG has frame extensions. And then I believe they're also going to sell a kit so that you can add it on to a regular SCX10 chassis. If you have one laying around like a lot of us do and you want to do a conversion, you buy a kit. Probably will come with the new rear axle housing since it's different than a traditional one. I'm not sure if it'll come with the gear sets, or I don't know, who knows what. But I think there's going to be a conversion to allow you to easily add or make a 6x6 out of an existing SCX10-2 that you may have. It is after 10. I really should be getting wrapped up, so I'm ready to go. I was hoping to see the Deadbolt face plan. Too bad for you. You need to get a charisma on. Oh, charisma. You have a space in there. One word, charisma on the car. I've seen a couple of them. They have like the Venom one or something like that, but I'm just not a big fan of most on-road cars. How can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real? Wow. That's deep. So we should probably get towards the end of this one. I think this is definitely much longer, much deeper into this one than I thought I was going to get. That's how that always happens. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Before you guys leave, hit the like button if you want. So bump that number up for me. It's appreciated. Thanks for you guys who watch all the videos. Thanks for everyone who came in here and commented on everything. I appreciate it. It's always a lot of fun. All right, I'm going to read some of these comments before I go. Have you guys ever wondered where broccoli came from? Okay. Does my wife RC with me? You should have her on. She loves to go to the RC events. She has no desire in driving them at all. But she loves to go and hang out. She knows lots of the people. She actually works in the RC industry as well. So she's involved, but she doesn't have any desire to drive them. Sorry, I was late. Keep up the great work. Good seeing Brett. Thanks for stopping in. Keep up the good work. I appreciate it. Thanks again, everyone. Heard earlier in the stream, you tested through the printer. Do you plan to do do true 3D printing with non-planar printing. I've seen that. That is kind of cool. I don't know. We'll have to see what's involved and what slicers are supporting it and whatnot. If you choke on a Smurf, if you choke a Smurf, what color do you turn? Capra secrets. I'm not letting any out. I'm out of my 10-week-old, just waking up for food. Perfect. Take it easy, guys. Before we'll that's why not. Again, thanks again. It's a great time. Had fun. I'm tired. I have no voice now. It's gonna be fantastic. We'll see you guys later. Thanks again for you guys who donated. I appreciate that stuff. So talk to you guys later.